run track and then do nothing else all year because that's where these kids are getting torn meniscus and all these injuries.
Yeah.
And the same thing happens to adults as well, but don't you think that's an issue we're running into out there with kids?
Yeah, I think that the more consistent you are with your movements, the less chance you're going to have an injury. So if you're running track and then you stop track and now you're not running till the next time track season starts, you're shocking back those ligaments and stuff back to what you were doing, 4 or 5 months ago. Where if you keep them conditioned and you strengthen them leading up to the season, you're going to be able to build and get better and better and better.
That's right. Well, we're live.
Right.
Awesome. Hey, everybody. Happy Wednesday morning. It's gorgeous out there. Such a gorgeous morning. I am super excited about our show today. It is the first Wednesday of June, of course, on Healthy You. And that's our time that we talked usually with Dr. Christy Durbin as our monthly guest from Synergy Sports Facility and our Synergy Healthcare and Sports Facility, I should say. And we have her partner in crime, maybe you might have it, filling in for her today, Eric Crowhurst. Hey, Eric.
Hey, how are you?
Welcome to Healthy You.
Yep.
Super excited to learn what you guys are doing. And so this is something new that's happening out at the sports complex, this 360 speed and performance.
Yep.
And we were just talking about kids because my daughter actually plays volleyball and was on the travel team and came to some of your classes after volleyball practice, which I think is awesome because we were saying that it's a real issue that kids are doing things like track and other sports and they do it and then they don't do it again until the next season and then they get injured and they need to do cross training and stay in shape. So I think it's awesome what you guys are doing. And so I'm excited. I hope you guys will tune in. Be sure to show us some love. Let us know you're here. Ask some questions. We can come back later and answer them for you. You can get in touch with Eric at the end of the show, calling out at Synergy if you want to get some more information. But we're going to be talking about I said preventative care, doing that cross training, but you use the term prehab, Eric, and I'm like, ooh, I like that word. So why don't you just start by telling us who you are and how you got into this, and then we'll just kind of dive into what you believe is the path to follow to keep from being injured when you're exercising.
Okay. So Eric Crowhurst, trainer out at 360 Speed and Performance. We're located right next door to Synergy. We have our own separate facility, just sharing parking lots, and it's a really good match. We've got, the health and wellness and all that with Synergy, and then you've got your training side with the 360 Speed and Performance. And so the way that I got my start was I worked with the youth in Peoria at the YMCA. I was there for 8 years doing healthy eating, habits, fighting against obesity, working with a lot of area schools on how to actually work out, teaching kids there's stuff you can do at home, there's stuff you can do with your parents. There's just a lot of good ways to be healthy, to live a healthy lifestyle. And that translated into the House of Speed, which was a program that I started here in Peoria that originated in Aurora, Illinois with Don Beebe. And Don Beebe is a former NFL player that played in 6 Super Bowls.
I knew that.
So I learned a lot from him and his staff up in Aurora. Came back, brought those programs back to Peoria, and that was really a focus on speed and running form and just how to get faster and how to have that perfect running form. And the more that I did, the more classes I took, the more certifications that I got, I evolved more into what you would call your typical athletic trainer, which is a broader range, which is your speed, your strength, your agility, what we talked about before, the prehab, how to keep an athlete safe and in shape. So that evolved into partnering up with Adam Miller. And Adam Miller had his own facility, MaxFit 360 in Washington.
Okay, I've heard that. Okay.
Yeah. So we became really good friends out of a mutual respect that we had for one another, and the way that we treat our athletes with, compassion, and we follow up and we care and we go to their games and we do everything we can to let them know that, they're with us for an hour, but they're more than that to us. We're fans of theirs now. They're our friends, and we just do a really good job of following through. So we actually took a trip out to Los Angeles with another trainer who trains a lot of NBA players. So when we went out there, me and Adam kind of got on the same page as far as training and what we want to do. And out there, they had a big emphasis with their NBA guys on the thing we talked about earlier, which is Prehab, which is preparing your athletes to not get injured, preparing them in the off season so that they are ready to play their sport injury-free. And when we got back, we got with Sean and Christy Durbin, and we started construction on the building, and now it's going. We opened in October.
How exciting.
Yep.
And I know a lot of those, I see the volleyball girls just pouring in there, so that's just a good collaboration in itself.
Yes. It's been like the perfect marriage. You have, like I said, the health side of it, the gym side of it. They also have a full basketball gym. They do volleyball.
I saw people doing badminton out there one day. I showed up. I'm like,
pickleball
pickleball or badminton or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
They got all kinds of stuff going on. And I want you guys now. You're thinking, well, you're listening, and maybe you think, well, I'm not an athlete, so this may not be for me. But what I want to make sure everybody knows, Eric, is that you don't have to be an athlete. Everybody wants to work out. We all know now in this day and age that we have to exercise. Exercise is a part of being healthy. And more people are exercising, which brings about more and more injury. So even though I know you guys are focusing on out at 360 Speed and Performance as those athletes and helping them get better in that performance and keeping them from injury, it's also about the average person who says, hey, I want to start running. Or, hey, I'm going to go join a gym and start exercising. You go straight from not doing anything to pushing big tires, and your odds of getting injured are pretty great. So we want to make sure that you guys know that you listen to this too, because this is important information about what you call prehab. And everyone should do cross training and start off easy, right?
Yeah. So as an athletic trainer, as a trainer, we have a broader responsibility, because every time a kid trains with me, I have parents asking me, hey, what do I do? What do I do to get in shape? How would you suggest that I start a program? And starting a program is always the hardest, right?
Right.
You start it, it gets, to be hard, and you give up or you take a break. So the way that I like to structure my workouts, especially if you're starting, is, start with in the morning just a nice stretch, getting loosened up, maybe just walking a mile. Anything to start will get you motivated, because the results are what keep you coming back. And once you start seeing those results, you're going to want to keep doing it. And it's all a part of it. I mean, you can't eat whatever you want and do whatever you want. Otherwise, everyone would do it.
You can't out exercise a bad diet. They hear me say that all the time.
Yes.
Trust me, if you could, I'd be a size 2.
Yes. So, when I'm training athletes, it's more of an athletic diet. It's here's what's gonna, the proteins, the things that are gonna build muscle and keep muscle on and keep you lean. As we get older, it's just really about healthy eating. It's really about nutrients. It's about vitamins. It's about just living a completely healthy lifestyle. And like we said, starting out with a long, nice stretch in the morning, working your way up to walking a mile, to running a mile, to running 2 miles. Then we talked about cool downs. What a cool down is going to do, it's going to make you feel like the next day you can work out again. If you don't do your cool down, you're going to be sore, and it's going to be an excuse. I mean, excuses are the reasons why people stop.
Right. And an injury or feeling like you may hurt yourself is in our mind a good excuse. And it can be a good excuse. We certainly don't want anyone doing something that's going to hurt themselves. But the fact of the matter is, all of us can do almost everything if we just gradually start out slow and then pick up the pace. And what you said is warm up, ramp up. So we can think about that if you're doing a workout, I think. So like we warm up and then we ramp up, but we can also think about it from someone who is just beginning a program. You want to think about those first sessions as kind of like your warm up. You're just starting to warm up to the idea of exercising and then gradually ramp up.
Yep.
And so what do you guys do as far as like warm up, ramp up? Explain, what that would look like. And
so the advantage of having a personal trainer or having a trainer in front of a small group is we're going to take you through a nice long warm up, and we're going to talk to you the whole time. We're going to say, hey, this is day one. You can take drink breaks. You do not need to kill yourself. Let's ramp up. What ramp up means is let's start low intensity and work our way up to high intensity till, me as a trainer, my job is to visualize, okay, this person is fatigued or maybe has reached their limit for the day. And then we start ramping back down. We start doing our cool down. All that stuff is just going to make you feel like you can do it. If you went out and you went 100 miles an hour day one, you're going to be laying on a couch sore for 3 days.
Yeah.
Okay, that's counterproductive. We want you to be able to work out, get a good workout, and then build off that workout. It's just like anything else. You want to build a foundation. Once the foundation is built, then you can start building the levels. You can start going up from, beginner to intermediate to expert. It's just like anything else. I mean, if you don't take care of your body and you don't do it smart, you're not going to stick with it.
Yeah. You think of, it's funny because we think of preventative care in a training facility, exercising as preventative care, but truly exercise is one of the biggest biggest benefits of exercising is preventative care. Because if you have strong muscles that are protecting those ligaments and you're doing what you need to do to stay in shape. And then we talk about homeostasis a lot on the show too, and I think that's what you were referring to when you say you go out and you go crazy and then you're on the couch for 3 days and your body's responding because now all of a sudden your homeostasis is like, whoa, out of whack.
Yes.
And so it responds, and gradual is always better. So what are some of the types of exercises you guys are doing out there with your athletes? I'm just kind of curious. Like I said, I send my daughter in there, but I haven't been in there to take a look. So what are you what kind of training are you guys doing?
So what we do with our athletes who are kind of in their prime, like the volleyball girls are, they're travel volleyball. They're serious about their sport. Resistance training is huge. So pulling an athlete back, adding that weight of we're holding you back while you do all these exercises or all these movements. So then let's say, the ball gets hit over the net and it's over here. Instead of like the slow reaction, you're going to be quicker because now you don't have the resistance. Resistance is off and your muscles are going to react quicker. So a lot of the stuff that we do is reactive. We don't want you to be like, the ball's hit. Okay, I'm going to go over there. The ball's hit, you're there. The ball's hit, you're there. We want it to be, we want it to be muscle memory, and we want it to be quick. So the big thing that we do is resistance, and we do a lot of body weight training. We want you to be in tune with your body.
Okay.
Everybody's going to use when you train with a trainer for athletics specifically, they're going to use a lot of coordination. They're going to say, you got to be coordinated. You got to be coordinated. When anyone asks me, how did you take this athlete from here to this level? Okay. It's being in tune with their body. It's knowing what their body can do and having the confidence now because they've trained that now, okay, I feel good. I feel like I'm ready to play my sport and I'm ready to dominate. I mean, that's really the mindset that we try to set is going from I'm a player on the court to being I feel like I'm one of the best players on the court and I deserve to be on this court. So that's the way that we just handle all training. When it comes to athletes, it's a little bit different than adults because the goals are usually different, but it's just going to be more specific to what their needs are, specific to their sport. If you came to a volleyball workout, you would see it's all about volleyball. It's all about reaction. It's vertical. It's quick moves.
Okay.
And then you come to a football, it might be a little bit more about power. It might be about endurance. Let's, tackle a guy, get up, get back on the line. Now you're ready to go again.
Sure.
So
you're specializing for each different type of sport.
Yes. So if you do personal training with me, not only do we do sport specific, we do position specific. So you're a wide receiver. You're going to do wide receiver type stuff. If you're a running back, you're going to do more reaction and getting around and a little bit more strength. So it's something that this area has needed for a long time.
Yeah, that is so cool. I think so too, because our kids need to exercise. They need to be involved. They need to play sports, but they need to be smart and they need to be strong so that they don't get hurt. And then because those injuries really last forever, once a kid gets injured, it's a weak spot. It's going to be a weak spot and something they're going to always have to watch. And so if we can keep kids and anyone really from getting injured, that's the goal. And so that they can have fun and do the best job that they possibly can do. And again, just from an exercising standpoint too, if you don't consider yourself an athlete, it's still the same concept. The concept is still the same. You want to gradually build up, ramp up, work out, and just keep gradually building up and don't go all gung-ho. We do a My First 5K training program, and they're actually running their first 5K next week. And, for the very first week, we only run for 30 seconds. We run for 30 seconds and then walk for 2 minutes. And all these people, even those that didn't think they can do it, are now running 30 minutes in 10 weeks because we started so gradual. And it was a gradual transition, so it was good for their bodies, and they didn't get hurt, and they love it.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of concept. Okay, so you're doing different kind of cross training. You said something about who's training Sean Livingston? We were talking before the show.
So Adam, my partner,
Yeah.
Adam Miller, he has trained Sean Livingston since he was in high school. So when he was on the Peoria Area Elite and playing at Central. And he's trained him anytime he's been at home, we've, kind of closed down the gym, kind of had his own private session. Adam did a lot of that at his place at MaxFit. And right now he's a little busy. So
yeah, you think?
We're not bothering him right now, but, Adam's been in contact with him. And when the season's over and he's in town, they will link up. And Adam actually spent several weeks in Las Vegas with him 2 seasons ago, training him personally for the season. So, and that was a season where he went injury free. He won the championship, and it just couldn't have been any better for us and for Adam. So, we get a fair amount of professional athletes. Now, Peoria doesn't really have a a full team of.
Sure, we don't have the. I was going to say Chicago Bears, but let's say Packers. We don't have an NFL team in our city or anything like that. But we got the Chiefs.
Yep.
We got the Peoria Chiefs. We love them, and we got the hockey team. And
then I train a lot of Bradley. A lot of Bradley students come through.
We got some college kids. So we've got some good athletes out there. There's some stars coming out of Peoria.
No doubt. No doubt. There's. Since I have insider information, there are a lot of really good, successful athletes that are, they're just gonna do so well in college because they're not only physically prepared, they're mentally prepared for that next step. So I'm super excited for a lot of those kids. I have Charlie Mangieri, who's going to be going to Northwestern.
Yep, so, we know the Mangieris, and all of their sons have played in.
They've all been
college ball, Division I ball players. I don't know. There's something about that Mangieri genetics.
Good athletes and even better people. So.
Yeah. They're awesome. We love them. They're good friends of my husband. So anyway, so he's a big dude though, that Charlie isn't. I've called him since he was in 8th grade. I'm like, that's a man child. He's like this, he's huge.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah. And his focus was really running form. You get these big guys and being big and being bigger than everyone else is good in high school. But when you get to college, there's gonna be a whole team of Charlie Mangieri.
They're all your size.
So
right?
the speed is and the conditioning is gonna separate him from maybe the guy next to him. So
Yeah.
super excited for.
So say if you come out training at 360 Speed and Performance, you're going to be working out where Sean Livingston works out.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Very cool. Yes.
That's very cool. Now, you mentioned you're a fireman too, so is that what you do that full time?
Yep.
So you got to definitely stay in shape.
Yes. So my career is Peoria Fire Department. I've been on a little over 12 years. And we work 24-hour shifts.
Right.
So I work 24, and then I'm off for 48. So on my days off,
Right.
I train athletes, and usually now that it's summertime, it's usually 7-8 hour days. So.
Oh yeah, you probably got tons of kids. You guys got summer programs, packages going on?
Yep, we have really good summer programs. One program, our main program is classes. We have classes every day at 9:30 and 4:30. And that goes Monday through Friday and then 9 a.m. on Saturday. And that covers everything. That's your strength, your speed, your agility, your reactiveness. That's just a general athletic training class.
Okay, so it's not specialized for anything specific, but it's general conditioning.
No. And then we do have our specialized class, which is football specific, and it's for any high school football player. And that is on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5:30 and Saturdays at 8 a.m.
Okay.
And that is only $100 for the whole month.
Oh, wow.
And you can come to every single class. No need to register or anything like that.
Just
you just
show
up and get the work in. And if you want to kind of dip your toe in the water and go class to class, it's $15.
And the other basic classes, can you just show up for that too?
Yeah, we don't have any
What
registration.
days is that on again?
That's Mondays through Friday.
Every day.
Yep, and then Saturdays.
Okay,
at 9 a.m.
At 9 a.m. So Monday through Friday, 9
at 9:30.
9:30.
And 4:30. So we do a morning and we do an afternoon.
Okay.
And then on Saturday we do the Saturday morning at 9.
Okay, good to know. And it's $15 a class?
Yes, that one is $15 or $125 for the whole month.
Okay.
And then we actually, on top of that, we do speed specific on Wednesdays and Saturdays. So if you come on Wednesday to class at 9:30 and 5:30, or 9:30 and 4:30, it's going to be speed specific, and then at 9 it'll be speed specific.
Is that all for kids, or is that kids and adults, or?
So it's the classes and everything that we do is always open to adults.
Okay.
We have 2 or 3 very consistent adults. Going into it, you need to know this is going to be, a high intensity, athletic specific. But I'll tell you right now, if I had the time, I would be in the classes. I mean, it's perfect. It ramps up. It's high intensity, and then it's cool down. And it's just, if you're an adult and you're looking to, a lot of us say, oh man, I want to keep up with my kids and stuff like that. This is what you're looking for. This is the I can do what you can do type.
Okay, so it's for either. So you're going to see kids out there and a few
we have
adults.
8 years old is about the youngest we have, and then I'm not going to reveal the mom and dad's age. But the people
don't do that. They might be watching this show.
They're older than 30. So, and then they have their kids in the class. So they're pushing their kids are pushing them.
Yeah.
And it's just.
Kinsley and Katie, they're in for it. Yeah. I'm totally going to bring them out there and see what's going on and do it and try it. They need to get into class anyways. They're doing volleyball. It's open gym now. High school is doing open gym, and then that just started, and they're going to do some workouts. We just hadn't officially decided where they're going to do those workouts at, because club just finished, not long ago.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome. I'm super excited. We're going to come out there and check out one of those classes, and so where you can work out with bring your kids and show them up.
Yeah. If you want to push your kids and set a good example, especially if they're younger, it's just a great thing to see a dad and a son working out together and pushing each other and talking to each other. And in our environment, we create a really good environment. We have bright, we do the bright yellow, the neon yellow walls.
Sure.
We got the black turf. We have all the latest and greatest equipment. We haven't skipped out on one single thing as far as high-level athletic training equipment goes.
That's awesome. So. Now, what if a school volleyball team wanted to come out and do workouts? Do you guys do specialty classes just for a team, or would they just kind of join in on the basic classes or whatever?
Yes, so we've trained a ton of full teams. A full team stuff is easy. All it is just a coach calling us, emailing us, and telling them, hey, let's sit down and talk. When we sit down and talk, we're going to lay out a nice program, usually 8 to 12 weeks, twice a week, 3 times a week, depending on what they're looking for and how much help they need. The number one thing that we try to let coaches know around the area is we're just here to help. We're not here to take your place or to do anything that you don't want.
Well, you're not coaching the game. You're just teaching. You're just preparing the athlete.
Yeah.
And you talked about the resistance training. When you say resistance, that's strength training, right? I mean, it's more resistance on your muscle than it's used to, acclimated to. So strength training, resistance training.
And we know how busy coaches are, and we know that they have game plans and they have, their lifting workouts and all that stuff. So we're just kind of, when we sit down with a coach, we're just kind of trying to figure out where do we fit in? How can we help you and your team be more successful? It's all about the coach and the players. We work for the schools. If you want to get faster, we'll do all speed. If you want to get stronger, we'll do more strength. Okay. It's the way that we are set up is it's just perfect to complement what programs are already doing.
Yeah. And the main thing is what we don't want you to do is exercise and then do nothing for months and then boom, jump back in it again. That's what we want to prevent at all costs, because that's where injury becomes very high risk injury. It's like, for example, we were talking track when we first started. I see this a lot, just in a lot of the track kids, because they go out, they run track. And then now some of them they go on and they play soccer and things like that. But some of those kids, they just run track and like they jump, or they're the jumpers, the high jumpers, or, and then what are they doing the rest of the year? And then they come back to track season and now they're jumping again. Yes. And so you need to those kids need to be working out all year long, preparing for that.
Yeah. And one of the things you can do is join other sports. I mean, let's say that track is your ultimate sport and you're really good at track. Well, if you can try another sport that keeps you active and keeps you moving, and maybe you're not even good at tennis, but it keeps you reactive, it keeps those muscles
agility,
warmed up. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we're here to fill in the gaps. So let's say you do a sport like tennis, but track is your main focus. We're still doing track workouts behind the scenes, but then you're also, after school, you're still in that routine where you're making breaks, you're using your muscles, your shoulder muscles, things that you might not think about, but they come into play when you're running track. So multiple sports, multiple activities. Obviously, we want you to be training with us, but anything that you can do to stay active.
Well, there's nothing else really to it. I mean, you guys have the capital on what you're doing right now. I mean, I know that there are clubs that have programs, but you are very specific in your 360 performance, speed and performance. It's specialized.
Yes.
You're specializing in this. It's what you're focusing on. Yep. It's not just a piece of what you're doing. Yeah. It is what you're doing.
Exactly.
And that does make a little bit of a difference if you're looking for that specialized attention.
Yes, correct. So the things that I said that separate us are the fact that we'll specialize, we're here for you, we'll specialize in your sport, your needs. But on top of that, like we talked about earlier, it's attending the games, and it's following up. It's social media follow-up. Hey, great workout today. Make sure you drink plenty of water. Really proud of you.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff lets the athlete know and lets the parent know that you actually care. Right. And it's not just they're here for an hour, you go through the motions, and then they're gone. And then they're gone.
Yeah.
To me, it's you can go away to college and I never see you again, but I'm still a huge fan, and I still want you to be successful. And every now and then, a player or a name will pop in my head, and I'll text them right away and just say, hey, hope everything's going good, so proud of you, keep doing what you're doing. Because that's the difference. I mean, that's the difference between something that phases out and something that stays for a long time. It's parents will know if you care. Athletes know. Athletes know instantly.
People know.
Yes.
And so our time's up. I can't believe it, Eric. And I can obviously tell that you care and you're very passionate. I hope you guys will come back. Well, you know what? We'll have to do a live We'll have to come out live one day
that'd be great.
and show all the kids working out. Oh yeah, that'll be awesome. We'll plan on doing that. And not to mention with the partnership and collaboration and being right next door with Synergy Healthcare and Sports Complex, you've got all the preventative care in one roof.
Yep.
You've got everything you need to take care of your body in one roof.
Yes.
And so reach out to these guys. Hey, thanks for sharing all that information with us. That's awesome. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Be sure to tune in next Wednesday morning. We will be in Mary Ardapple's garden. I'm so excited about that. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Yeah, that's really cool. I'm definitely going to come out there and bring my girl.
PeoriaLife.com